Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Drunk Pear podcast. My name is Megan.
And I'm Annie.
We are fully sober. Well, I'm fully sober right now. I'm actually got my first White Claw here, that little ASMR.
Ooh.
But,
first
sorry that this episode will be following a episode that we just released. You'll get two for one, so enjoy. But yeah, we just got way too drunk last week, and there's just a lot of footage and editing to go through, so I sincerely apologize for not uploading on Monday, but yeah, it's kind of a shit show. So we learned from our mistakes. I at least did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was rough, so I'm obviously going to be cutting all of that out because you guys not listening to that.
You don't need to see that.
So,
no, you don't need
to see it, you don't need to hear it.
You know, we just eventually stopped talking about our stories and started playing card games with each other and just hanging out.
And puking and sleeping.
Oopsies.
Oh, shit.
Not this week, not the next week's. We are behaved. Promise.
Yes. The next time that we will be getting that drunk is in person when we're not filming a podcast.
Yes. Oh, God.
Alright, Annie. Now, I'm riled up still. I've got to share this. We're going to kick this episode off with a hot banger. This happened today. Which, before I get into this story, can we give a round of applause to Annie becoming a senior advisor, passing her test with a fucking 98 today? Insert clap noise here. I am so proud of you. When you said you got a 98, I'm like, here I am, had to retake my test because I took 0 fucking notes and played Overwatch the whole fucking time. And Annie's over here studying and flying with perfect flying colors. Great job, Annie.
Notes! I've got to take my notes! But, thank you. I literally flung the door open and ran down the hallway. And Corey was like, I heard you running, I was scared, but I was like, 98! 98! Yeah!
That's fantastic.
That was a good way to start the day. That was nice.
Well, at least one of us had some positivity today. Although you are fully aware of the shit shows of being a senior advisor, so hop on board because it's a fucking long, bumpy ride. So anyways, starting today off with a banger. I had this customer. Or no, I take that back. It all started with a rep, a basic rep. This basic rep consulted with me, which is funny because I texted you and said, yeah, I never get any senior advisor calls, and then sure enough, I got a handful today. So, yeah. So this rep consulted with me, and I'm looking at the case history and stuff, and there's nothing. Not a single fucking thing. There's not a phone number, there's not an email, there's no devices, nothing. Blank. And I go, okay. And so the rep goes, so I have this customer, she's called in 5 times, she's very upset, very frustrated, can you help me? He's like, I can't do it. And I'm like, okay, well, did she ask for a senior advisor? And he goes, no. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, I don't see she's called at all. Can you give me a case number? Can you give me something? And he goes, well, it's in regard to a repair. I'm like, okay, give me the repair number. Doesn't have it. I go, okay, well, what do you have? I said, you didn't ask for the case number from our previous interactions. You didn't ask for the repair ID. I said, did you even look this customer up by any of her information? He goes, no, I just created a brand new contact. I go, so you don't even have you didn't even look it up? And he goes, no, so we all as a company have team leaders who take care of our yearly reviews and shit. So even though we're senior advisors, we technically have someone to report to, but we have no one to transfer them to. And this rep goes, I talked to my team leader, and they told me just get him to a senior rep. I go, but yet you didn't even try to do anything? And he goes, no. I go, you do understand, where you went wrong here, right? And he's like, so are you going to take this or not? I go, yep. So my name is Megan. Introduce me as your senior advisor. Next time, do your research and have some information for us before you just transfer them over. And so he goes to transfer the customer over, and transfers her over, and he goes, hey, I have this senior advisor here. Forgot my name yet again. I was just like, you're a fucking dick, whatever. So I'm already fucking frustrated. And so I'm talking to the customer, figuring out all the details. What ended up happening was she's a college kid, bought a device at her college store, and because the college store bought in bulk, all of the devices were technically out of warranty. Needed just a receipt. She sent me a receipt, no problem. I go, okay, cool. So she had already done a repair and was charged for the repair because she was technically out of warranty. So I needed to get her warranty information updated and then go ahead and try to get her a refund. Simple enough. I knew all the steps I needed to take. Consult with warranty first. Have to have that up to date before we even think about getting a refund. Consult with them. The first rep hung up on me. The second rep told me that she refused to help me and would only work with the customer. I go, that's fine. I said, but this customer's already been kind of pushed around a lot. I said, I'd really like to keep this and like take care of it because I know what's going on and I know what needs to be done. She goes, no. She's like, I'm not going to talk to you. You can either transfer the customer over or we can disconnect. I go, okay. I said, please tell me what you're going to do after you update that warranty information. She goes, I'm going to put her back into the normal queue. I said, okay. And you know what's going to happen then? She's like, yeah. And then she'll have to ask for another senior advisor. I said, yep. And she's like, then they'll have to consult with getting her a refund. I said, yep. Do you understand where you're going wrong here? She's now, after transferring from the last rep to me, to you, to 3 more reps before she even gets this resolved. I said, on this one call, not including all the previous calls she had. I said, do you really not see where you're going wrong? She's like, again, either transfer the customer or I'm disconnecting. I said, okay, see ya. Left my notes and went on my merry way. I could not fucking believe that. I was livid.
Like, obviously, just help. I hate when people do that. Like, well, then I'm going to disconnect. Okay, yeah, let's send the customer to get even more pissed off. And then when you send her back into the queue, she's just going to get another dumbass. And they're not even going to know where to get her. That's fucking aggravating.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, if she goes back in the normal queue, they'll probably want to reach out to a senior advisor anyways because they're not going to know what the fuck to do because they're dumb as shit. But it's very frustrating because it's like, I already knew exactly what was wrong, what needed fixed, and I was already on the route to fucking taking care of it. Did I find the repair request? Absolutely, because I fucking asked the right questions to the customer because all it is fucking conversation. You don't even have to do anything. Like, I was already pissed off by the first rep not even fucking trying. I literally could not
What's her
fucking
name?
believe it.
I don't know. Well,
and I go, did you verify the customer? No.
Oh, that's
why
my
would
favorite.
I need to do
No.
that?
What's
Well, you know
that?
why they didn't verify him? They didn't verify him because they didn't ask any information and didn't pull anything up. They didn't fucking care or yet try. I could...
Okay, so somebody told me in one of the chats, one of my training classes, they couldn't understand what the person's name was. So instead of having them like phonetically spell it out or, okay, yeah, it's a pain in the ass to ask like 8 fucking times what somebody's name is, they would literally write a fake name and a fake email just to create the case.
You can't do that.
They would literally write wouldn't give at or John Doe. And I'm like,
are you fucking kidding me?
No, and they definitely don't work here anymore because I haven't seen them, but I'm like...
What I will tell you is if a customer has a very unusual name, if what's on my screen even remotely looks like what they probably said, I'm just going to go with it. Worst case scenario, I get talked to later like, hey, that's not the matching customer. I'd be like, that's what it sounded like. Play it back.
Sorry.
So technically, I mean... Fuck, I don't know.
Okay. Everyone's so fucking stupid, and it's like
Oh my god, that's an understatement.
Ask someone to spell out their name, which, I'm sorry, if you have a complicated name, just fucking spell it out to begin with instead of saying it really fast. Not everybody knows how
what's better is when grandma's last name is Smith and she wants to spell it out as if you don't know how to spell fucking Smith.
Thank you, Gertrude. I never knew. Stupid fucking bitches.
Alright, Annie, your turn.
I don't even have a story. I gotta pick. But I have people who are like, it's Stephanie Jones. So I literally just type in like STEPHNIE or whatever the fuck. And then Jones, and they're like, no, there's actually like an X and a Q in it. And I'm like, you didn't bother to fucking tell me that? Or like STEFANY. Nobody spells it that way.
Do you want to hear the best name I've ever heard? This is how the first name was spelled. JKLMP. How would you spell that? Or how would you pronounce that? JKLMP. Oh, wait, no, hold on, sorry. JKMNOP. JKMNOP.
Like Jeannot or something?
No L. Their name was Noel, but because there's no L in that little lineup, that's how they spell the fucking name.
Stop!
I shit you fucking not. I go, is this a fucking joke?
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh, it was some
sorry.
fucking, some uppity mom fixing her kid's tablet. And I'm like, of course that's what you fucking name your kid. No one names their kid just Carl anymore, apparently.
No one. I saw... What did I see this thing? I forget what the name was, but it was like people in the future really gonna be like, this is my grandpa, like Briley or something, or Braden, or one of the crazy ass names that everybody keeps naming their kids, or I don't know, it's some crazy like classic name, but it's funny because it's true. Everybody's gonna have grandparents with crazy ass names.
Yeah.
Kind of love it. Kind of insane. All right, let's see. Let me whip out this book again. I feel like I do this every time. So I think of one, and then I'm like, it's not good enough. I always think of it in the shower before this. Can we also just really quick talk about the fucking trainer, racist bitch? I literally recorded it.
Yes.
With her fake
You
accents.
did? Well, we can't play it, but...
Ugh, that's annoying. Well, I'll send it to you. But somebody's mic had echo, so it's kind of shitty. But she was like, yeah, so I, like, called in today and, like, hold on, like, I just got up, blah, blah, so, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then she did, like, she said, like, typical New York Jewish mom or something, and then she did another one.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I know. She did a British person, and I'm like, do a Middle Eastern or an Indian accent if you think that's so okay and think that you're not going to offend
Oh, she
more
did.
than half the class
In my class,
right
she
now.
did. I shit you not.
Up.
Like, if you had a checklist of accents, she'd hit them all.
I'm like, what?
She even did a gay guy accent. Gay guy accent. Why? For what?
I know. Well, that's what somebody said, because I was legitimately fuming. I'm like, so because there's not a British person or a Latino person in here, you're going to do those accents? And somebody literally said,
I bet she'd do it anyways.
Accents. And she was like, it makes it silly and less serious. And I'm like, so people with those accents are to be taken less seriously? Or... But, I wanted to slap her so hard that I just wanted... She even called me and was going to have me do a role play call with her, and I was going to say, could you do it without a racist accent? But my microphone wasn't working, so she chose someone else. But I was like, so ready. It is! Sorry. Go ahead and do another accent of someone who's in the classroom and tell me that that doesn't upset them. So.
Do you know what I did every day of that training class besides not take notes and play Overwatch? The first hour, I would literally go take a shower and get breakfast.
Shut
I
up.
wasn't even at my desk.
They wouldn't ask you to do a check mark or anything?
Oh, no, I would, like, in between, like, take a shower, check the thing. Go brush my teeth, check the thing. I just kept running back and forth because I'm like, I don't want to get, like, after the first day, I'm like, okay, I'm fucking over this. And so, yeah, the rest of the week, I just, like, didn't wake up early to get ready in time. I'm just like, oh, fuck it, I don't fucking care. I do dishes. I fucking switched laundry, took the dogs out. I literally didn't care.
They made us be on cam 24/7. I hated it. In WebEx, but not in Adobe. So I was like, what? That training class was right before my camera started working again. So it was great. So I didn't have to be on camera then either. Lucky. I had it like all the way up. Just could see my forehead, and then I would bring it down slowly just to make sure that she knows that I'm doing, like, looking at her. But other than that, I was just texting.
Oh, absolutely. That's what my entire training class was. The ones that did have cams on, you could barely see their face, and their face was down. So, like, you knew that they were playing on their phone. I wish I was in your training class. I wish I was in your training class so bad. I would have fucking popped off on that kid that you're telling me about.
He failed the test, too. And I'm pretty sure he failed the second one because he was fucking silent at the end. And I'm like, well, maybe you should have fucking...
Well, you don't take them back to back. You take them the next day.
They made us take them today because nobody took off Sunday when they were supposed to from their TL, so everybody had to take the exam either yesterday or the retry today after because everybody would be working over the 660. So our whole class fucked up.
Jesus.
I know there was somebody who missed 2 days of training. Oh,
nice. Well,
okay.
Have fun with that one.
Right. Oh, have fun not knowing what the fuck you're doing. Which...
That's everyone in this company, it feels like, so what's new?
Alright, let me think. I feel like I had a pretty good story recently. And I also cannot remember what stories. I feel like I just started fucking popping off stories last week. I feel like I told like 8. Just random ones.
If you retell us... Well, no, because remember last week all we did was talk about dick stories.
Last week was it?
I think so anyways. I think that's all we did.
I hope so. Alright, let me think.
I think so.
Oh, okay. So, hold on. I'm dying. Got it.
Okay, well, don't die, because I'd really hate to hold auditions for a new co-host.
I'm just... it's the pollen, or whatever. I got a one-on-one mentor today because everybody was broken out in groups. We actually did get mentors today, but it was for 3 hours.
so weird.
I know, I was like... Okay, whatever. I'm kind of glad we did, though, because I would have been like, what the fuck am I doing? But she told me that Tier 2 gets someone who calls 3 times a day, every week, since 2016, and his name is, like, Dr. Wang Chung. It literally sounded like she said Wang Chung, and I'm not trying to be, like, just picking a random... Asian name. She literally said it sounded like that, and I was like, I have no idea who you're talking about. And she's like, oh well, he calls Tier 2. He literally just calls to talk about conspiracy theories and ask us, did you enjoy listening to my last phone call? What did you guys record from me? Like, I know that you have bugged my house and all this shit. And I'm like,
what the fuck? Then throw your throw your products out. Like, it doesn't matter what company, like, device you have. Your phone listens to you all of the time.
Yeah, why do you
Doesn't
think
matter,
that little
like,
fucking Google Siri shit pops up when you're not even fucking talking to her? Trigger words.
Yep.
They're listening.
Yep.
Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
She can hear me. I have to unplug her at night because she'll just listen. And I'm like, stop it, bitch.
No, I'll do you one better.
Okay.
Alexa decided one night, 3, 4 a.m., to update and wanted to announce it on full fucking loud in the living room. I'm sleeping. What the fuck?
Who's in here?
I about had a fucking heart attack. I about shit my pants. I go, Johnny, get the fuck out of the bed. Go fucking
Go
see
beat
what's
that bitch's
going on.
ass. Who the fuck?
And he goes out and he
I would
goes, the
shit.
Alexa is green. It's updating. I'm like, I don't care.
No, I would
Oh my
freak the
God.
fuck out. Okay, but the scariest fucking thing, whenever I first got an Alexa, I think she's far enough away, I would get phone calls to my cell phone from myself. Like,
What?
the home Echo Dot thing would
Yeah.
fucking call my own phone. When I would answer, it would just be an echo of what Alexa
No.
was playing while calling me.
No.
And I was like...
No.
Yeah,
That's a ghost,
So
bitch.
I fucking unplugged it. I said, who the fuck? Who's calling me? It's me. And then I'd answer and you could just hear me talking. And I said...
That's a ghost, bitch.
It's
a ghost.
You got ghosts.
Although, my favorite Alexa story to this day, well, two. My first one is, I was at work when I was living back in Iowa and I was with a different company. I was at work and I had this guy coming to fix my cable. Because, like, our apartment complex had, like, cable and internet built into it, which almost every fucking place I have seems to. But he was coming in and, he's sitting, jamming, watching football on my fucking floor. Thank God he wasn't sitting on my couch because that'd be hard no. But he's just chilling and talking to his buddy and watching football until I get on the Alexa. I go, what are you doing? This kid throws his fucking phone and looking around to see where the fucking voice came from. And I go, it's my Alexa. I can see you, because I had cameras set up too. I said, I can see you and I can hear you. If you are done fixing my cable, please leave. Snatched his shit up real fucking quick. It was fucking great.
Oh,
So,
my
I mean,
God.
that's the only reason why I like keeping the Alexas plugged in, because, like, then that way, if, like, that situation happened, I can talk back. Which, my camera's technically a voice, too, but it's so gargled it's shit. So, I'm like,
Yeah.
Alexa came in clutch. Because who knows how long he would have been there. I could have came home and he's still chilling, just fucking watching football. Like, what the
You're like,
fuck?
Can I fucking help you, bitch?
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, like, if I had
that's
seen him
gross.
go, because, like, I had cameras pointing towards my living room and kitchen, and then one in my bedroom. So, like, if I had seen him, like, walk into my bedroom or, like, to go to, like, the fridge or something, ooh, bitch. Got you on camera. Turn that
Ooh.
shit in. Yeah.
And you fired. You don't
Yeah,
have a
no
job
shit.
anymore. How do people do... I don't want to be in someone's house, let alone
Hell no.
use their shit or sit on a fucking... That's creepy as hell. Who the fuck? Oh, so... Anyway, this fucking guy is gonna call in, apparently. I'll definitely let you know if I ever get him. About all this shit
Great.
being tapped and all this other shit. So, back in the D, when I first started Tier 1 iOS, probably one of my first calls, this dude called me, and he was whispering at first, so I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, can you speak up? Like, I don't know if it's my headset. He's like, no, they can hear me. And I'm like, oh, are you, like, your roommates, or do you want to call back? And he's like, no, like, they're listening, like, they're all listening. Just, I'm like, oh, shit. So I write in my chat, I'm like, this dude's crazy, what am I supposed to do? They're like, just listen to him, keep asking if you can fix a fucking problem. Honestly, don't even remember what his problem was. I don't think he even said he had one. He just called in and starts... Oh, I think we talked for an hour. I just let him go at this point. I was just texting.
Oh my
God.
God.
Fuck it. I think it was my last call of the night, so I was like milking it. I'm like, whatever. So
yeah.
He tells me way too much about his life. Tells me like his brother's his neighbor, somebody else is his neighbor. They all smoke crack. They have a meth lab. He's like, they steal my Wi-Fi, so I changed the password and they changed it back, and basically admitted to me that he wears like a fucking aluminum foil cap so people can't listen to him.
Lord.
And I'm just like, alright, buddy. And he had like 19 phones. He gave me a bunch of serial numbers and he was like, can you tell me if this phone is active or inactive? And I'm like, well, I mean, if we're troubleshooting, sure, but like I can't just go through a whole list of phones for you. He's like, well, can you just do a couple then? Like, kept whispering the serial number to me, and I was just like, yeah, it says inactive, even though I'm not actually putting it in there. And he's like, okay, good. That's what I thought, because I swear that I know, and I'm like, what the hell? He's like, I swear to God that they remotely tapped into my phone, and they're getting all of my information. And I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, because your information is what they want.
You're so important that we need to know what email you sent 4 fucking days ago.
That's great. And that leads me to a funny story then. So, there was this guy when I worked at the cell phone carrier, and we called him Fred1234 because his phone, the last 4 of his phone number were 1234, and his name was Fred. Perfect. Easy to remember. Craziest fucking guy. Would not get a smartphone because, they're listening. And now would always come in with this fucking jank-ass flip phone. I think it was like $80 outright. It was the fucking lowest piece of shit phone he's out on the market. And he's like, the government tapped my phone. We're like, no, they didn't, Fred. And he'd like just linger in the store for like a fucking hour. And like we would like, shit you not, every fucking week, different day, so that we couldn't fucking like, oh, it's Monday, Fred's coming. He would mix it up on us to keep us guessing is what he would say. And, everyone would purposely, like, we would see him out in the parking lot because we knew what car he drove, which I don't remember anymore, but I know back in the day we, like, had it memorized. And we would see that pull up. Shit you not, everyone who was free would try to find something to do because nobody wanted to talk to Fred1234. And he, like...
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the government was tapping his flip phone and listening to him. And he called, like, he would tell us how he'd call, like, the president and, like, report this shit to the president. And we're like, you didn't talk to the president, Fred. Like, go home. Like, what the fuck?
Go home, Freddy.
So...
Take a nap.
I don't know what snaps in somebody's head to make them, like... your customer's level or, like, Fred. Like, what happened in your life for that to occur? I really don't know. I'm so confused.
Drugs. Lots of
Well, I don't
swear,
know.
though,
Fred
it's
didn't
like-
look like a meth head. Fred just looked like a normal old dude.
I feel like they
So-
hear too much, like, stupid shit, where, like, how people Google and they believe everything, anything and everything. I feel like he's just, like, technology is taken. Hold on. What the fuck? Alright, now some weird shit's happening to me. My phone literally just said your Apple ID and phone number are now being used for iMessage and FaceTime on a new Apple Watch. If you recently signed into Anne's Apple Watch, you can ignore this notification.
Please enter in your Apple ID password. What? Please enter in your Apple ID password. Why did I change my Apple ID password? So I'll always hit cancel. Because I'm like, are they trying to get my Apple password? Like, what the fuck? So, the only time, and it's happened, like, that happens almost all the time, which is fucking weird and annoying. But the only time I will ever enter in, like, my Apple password is in settings. But even settings will harass me for it at random awkward times, too. Very suspicious. Very weird, but I always check my devices, I check my purchase history. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but yeah. some weird pop-up shit. I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I've gotten before your Apple IDs being used in fucking Russia. If this isn't you, hit don't allow. And I'm like, how? It's only been once. I've only gotten that once where it was not actually me trying to sign in. I was just looking at my phone and it said it. And I was just like, what the fuck? But I hadn't changed my password in probably 8 years.
So, for those of you out there who are Apple users, there is a new feature where if you had a little kid email address from back in the day, downloading music on iTunes for your iPod, before they even had iPod Touches, you couldn't change your email address. You had that, my little kid email address was littletapper8@AOL.com because I was taking tap classes and I was 8 years old when I got my first AOL email. So that was my Apple ID. And so, before recently, they launched it where you can change your email address. And, like, no precautions, or, like, no penalties or anything. Like, you can just full on change it. Well, a few years ago, it was not the case. And so I went to change it to my Gmail. Well, what ended up happening was I created a whole other Apple ID on accident. So I, of course, didn't load any of my stuff on there. Like, all the music I bought and all my purchases, all my everything. Like, I wasn't about to fucking move everything over and fuck with that. No. Get an email one day from Apple saying somewhere in, I can't remember what Asian country it was, but somewhere in Asia, someone got into your Apple ID. I'm tripping fucking balls, because, at that time, they even had, like, the pop-ups for, like, your security. I always had my shit on high. Like, I would have gotten a pop-up if it was my main account. It was my fucking account that I created on accident. So I, of course, got that account deleted and everything, but I'm just like, there's literally not a single fucking thing on there. Like, what do you think you're looking for?
They're like, fuck.
What the fuck?
We finally got in and there's fucking nothing.
Yeah, not a single picture or contact, no purchases, no card information, no nothing. Like, what the fuck, dude? So yeah, I've had that happen too, but is Russia in Europe or Asia? Europe, right? Or is it Asia?
Russia and Asia have a border. No, Russia and Europe have a border that they share.
So Russia's not in Europe?
I think Russia's
I feel like Russia would...
its own thing.
Hold on.
And then Europe...
Hey Siri.
Over here.
Hey Siri. When I had an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and then I traded it in for my 12 Pro Max, all of a sudden my Hey Siri on my phone will stop fucking working randomly. But then out of nowhere, she'll, just like you're talking about, out of nowhere she'll just pop up. When I didn't even call her. Fucking stupid, useless robot.
God.
Fucking look it up myself. Okay, well that's not helpful. It says it's a country spanning Eastern Europe and Northern Asia.
Both!
Oh, I didn't know it was broken up into two parts. 77% is in Russia or in Asia, 23% is in Europe. Well, there's your social studies fact of the day, kids. That's
Stay
weird.
In school. I swear. Yeah. So, Europe, Asia, Russia. Russia's fucking big as hell.
Russia's huge.
Oh, I see. Well,
I wonder if it happened during like a war.
Probably. During one time when I was at Moe's eating with a friend, I can't fucking remember who. I was looking at where all the Moe's are located in the world because they have like a location tracker. There's a Moe's in Egypt, and I found out that day that Egypt is in Africa, and I never fucking knew that, and I think I was like 23.
You didn't know that?
No!
Annie's friends, please fucking roast her. In the comments, fucking roast Annie right now. What the fuck, Annie?
I know. I think I was with my friend.
Were you
Ellie, and
homeschooled?
she was like, no, I just didn't give a fuck.
Fuck,
My
I
mom tried to
guess.
homeschool me, and I was just a huge asshole every day. And she's like, "You're going back to public school, you stupid bitch." She's like, "I don't have time for this shit." But no, seriously, you could have given me like $1,000 and been like, "Where's your Egypt?" And I'm like, near Asia. Or so, I don't fucking know. I don't know why I thought Egypt was like its whole continent or something. I don't fucking know. Fuck it. It's in goddamn Africa. Well, it wasn't a stupid ass play about. I know that there's 7 continents. I know all of them. I know where.
Do
some
you
of
know
them are
all of them?
located. Okay. Do you want me to sing the song?
Yep. No. Well,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. There are 7 continents around the world. And then North America is our home. South America is our neighbor. Antarctica is hugging the South Pole. While Africa's the hottest, as you know. Australia is the smallest. Asia is the largest. And Europe shares its borders in the snow. And then I know all 50
jeez.
states. 52. 50. 50 states. 1. How
I'm
many?
gonna say there's 50.
50.
I don't. Well, technically, I think there's 51 or 52, but I'm gonna say there's 50. Until they put more stars on that flag, there's 50 states.
Okay. 50 stars, y'all.
Oh no, I remember back in the day there was a song for that too. Oh
And then
Jesus.
the one with the capitals, and it was to like Yankee Doodle or something. I never learned that one.
Oh hell no, I don't know that
I
one.
know. I was like, I don't want to know.
Alright, Annie, you're up to bat. I told you Fred.
God, the goddamn world. Alright. Let me whip out my shit here. Okay. Pet fucking peeves on calls. I
Yes.
fucking hate. I don't know if I hate children screaming. Okay, and when children scream, my favorite one is when you can literally tell that the baby is here and the phone is right here and the baby's just screaming into the phone, and I'm like, put something in its mouth or just put it in a different room. It'll go to sleep eventually. But I don't know why this drives me fucking insane is in the background when you can hear their loud ass landline ringer and then it goes, call from, and it just keeps repeating. Fucking answer it. Why do you have to know who's calling? Like, that's so fucking annoying. But it's annoys me so bad that I literally can't tell if I hate that or children screaming in the phone more. Because at least I can block out the kids screaming for the most part.
So, for our listeners at home, our first episode actually, so just a few weeks ago, I talked about how if a customer wouldn't shut the fuck up, I just wouldn't talk. And then they'd have to, like, say something. I don't know what fucking has clicked in these last 2 weeks, but dead ass, if a customer won't shut the fuck up, I go, So if they do say something, I'm like, I'm so sorry, I had something in my throat. But it also gets them to shut the fuck up. Win-win.
I love that.
Because if I get caught, I can be like, oh, I'm so sorry. But also, shut the fuck up. So, that has been a new thing of mine. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm just not cut out to do this full time anymore. I really don't. Because when I moved and I was, like, not working the full 40 hours a week, like, it was tolerable. Now, since I'm working all my hours, dude, I want to fucking kill myself again. That's bad. We need to get the fuck out of this industry.
I know. I'm like, I want to go back to bartending, but right now it's slim pickings, and I also don't trust all those little shits that are sitting at the bar every night and coughing on everything and licking each other, and also not tipping. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till everybody has money again and they can just give to me and I can go, you sound so funny. You're the funniest customer I've ever had. You're so cute. Just kidding. But really, I miss it. And I hate sitting on my ass all day. It's getting flat and weird and...
Hey, that's why, another reason why I've been working out. Gotta reshape it.
I know. I got like the bands where you just like
Yes.
spread your legs and kick them up. And I'm like, ooh, buns of steel. But hopefully something fucking works because I got flat sit butt.
So,
Let's see.
quick intermission. Thank you guys so much for rating us on Apple Podcasts. If you have not, and you have any type of Apple device, you don't even have to listen on Apple devices. Go listen on Spotify. It's probably better. But go subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and rate us 5 stars. We so far have 9 ratings, which, I mean, not great, but also great because we're still really new to this. But this review here says, I love this sort of content. Novels can be written on the crap customer service workers need to deal with. Can't wait to see how this grows. So thank you guys again, like, so much for all of the support that you guys have been putting out. Like, it's seriously amazing. I think the only service I'm still I've been harassing is Google Podcasts, which I didn't even know that was a thing, but I'm still harassing them. So whatever streaming service you use, we're on it. All of our social medias. Our merch is hella live right now. I just threw up a new shirt for everybody, but I mean mainly me and Annie, but anyone can buy it. It is our QR code on the back of a shirt. So then that way when you're walking around and someone's curious what the fuck a giant QR code on your back is, they will scan it and go to our website, as well as then in turn go to our merch site, so on and so forth. But thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have already been putting out. So, like, you guys are definitely encouraging us and making it seem like what we're doing is definitely good and in the right direction. So, thank you again. Yeah, I'll just say it. So, if you're listening to this in the future, this may not be active anymore, but as of right now, when this episode is going live, we will have a giveaway that is in the makings right now, where whether you're on our Facebook or Instagram, go subscribe to our YouTube. Once you subscribe to our YouTube, then go to your preferred platform and like the post about the giveaway. If you happen to be on both Facebook and Instagram, that gives you 2 entries into the giveaway. The giveaway is going to be a merch item of your choosing. So you definitely want to go subscribe to our YouTube channel and then go find that giveaway post and like that post and let us know that you subscribed. Back to normal programming.
And thanks again, 10,000 times over. I love getting messages from friends and saying that we're doing a good job and that you guys actually listen. And whenever you first released our first episode, I was still at work, so I was only listening to like bits and pieces, and I was like, oh god, I really hope I don't sound like a fucking idiot. And then one of my best friends messaged me and she's like, you guys sound so cute, you're so funny. She's like, you dumbass with the theme park
roller coasters
thing. I know. And then I was like, yeah, I'm fucking stupid. And god damn it, I wrote it down, but one of my friends texted me and told me the theme park from Ohio, that at Cedar Point or some shit that I was trying to think of.
I think that's what it's called.
Oh, okay. Okay, she was like, I was screaming it at you. She's like, because you weren't saying what the Ohio theme park was, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that's too
like,
good.
Yeah. But for real, thanks everybody, because I was so fucking nervous to do this, and now it's fun, because it's like we're hanging out, and also...
Yes.
Bitches be listening.
Well, not only that, but, like, we need to definitely have you guys send in more stories, because we want to definitely segue into more viewer stories. So, again, just drunkpear.com, down at the very bottom, type in your name, email, and send us a little story, or even better, just send us, like, some type of comment, like, hey, love your guys' work, you know. We'll read those supportive comments on the air, or if, like, you want any merch, or if you have, like, a theme to an episode you want to do. Like, I think last week's episode theme is going to be just rated R, because we just talked about dick and boob stories. So, I mean, if you're listening to this one, that one will be uploaded first, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, if you got a theme, I'm sure we've got plenty of stories to go along with it. Or, better yet, give us a theme and one of your stories, and then we'll kind of fill in the rest. So.
Ooh, I like that. Themes.
I think that'd be fun.
Theme night, because we've got a lot for themes. I was actually in the shower thinking, I'm like, if we make it till Halloween with... Oh god, I have to burp. With all of our stories, and I don't run out of stories until before then, which I know that we won't, but I was thinking of a Halloween themed story that I have somehow.
So, I'm obviously in my own, like, team leaders chat, but then I'm also in his, like, what's called a buddy, so then that way, like, if my leader is gone, then that's who I would report directly to. And he was talking about how, like, he puts out music on Twitch, and I'm like, why would you put out music on Twitch? That doesn't even fucking make sense. What are you, like, a DJ or something? But I didn't really ask any questions, because I really didn't fucking care. But, I'm like, oh, that's funny you're talking about Twitch. Like, I used to stream on Twitch all the time, but, like, obviously, since I'm working, I don't have time. And he goes, oh, what'd you stream? I'm like, oh, I just streamed, like, he's like, did you do ASMR, just chat, or games? I'm like, I stream games. I normally do anything Nintendo related, because that's just, I mean, nostalgia, and that's what I'm good at. Otherwise, Overwatch, because that's all I fucking play, it seems like. But, he's like, oh, that's cool. He's like, do you do anything else? I'm like, funny you should mention that. I do a podcast. But I can't tell them the name of the podcast, because we're literally fucking talking about them. He's like, you don't do a podcast. Yeah, and he's like, you don't do a podcast. And I go, yeah, I do. And he goes, what's the name of it? Deadass Quit Chat. Like, I just literally, like, force quit the entire fucking program and then reopened a fresh copy and pretend that, like, I didn't see it. So I'm like,
You're like, oops. Well, that's it. I, like, put my foot in my mouth when I was in training, because they're like, tell us your hobbies. And I said, oh, my friend and I just started a podcast. And someone was like, oh, really? What's it about? And then someone else, like, was talking about their hobbies. And I'm like, oh, thank fucking God. And then nobody else asked about it. But I was just like, it's about this shitty-ass job.
yeah, no shit.
You should ask. And then I was like, oh, maybe don't talk about this at work.
Yeah.
Oopsie. Fuck. But,
Oops.
I don't know. I was like, yeah, podcast, because I'm so excited. I literally tell everyone, I'm like, my friend and I have a podcast. We have a podcast.
It's actually really funny, because there's this girl on Bumble, which I think I talked about the Bumble stuff last week. I don't know. I'll finish the editing and all of that shit tomorrow. But we were talking about, she's like, oh, like, what are your hobbies? And I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of a hobby, but now it's kind of a full-time job. I started a podcast with one of my friends, and she's like, oh, what's it about? I'm like, oh, just, sharing horror stories from our customer service daily experiences. And she goes, what is the name of it right now? So, like, obviously I could give it to her. And she's like, okay, like, you have one episode up, why are there not more? I'm like, we're working on it. We got too drunk last week.
We just started, fire. And last week
she's like, why do you have, like, a whole... She's like, how do you have, like, a legit full setup already? I'm like, busting my ass. What do you mean? So,
she worked hard.
I actually am in the process of, which, for our listeners, if anyone's curious, I would love to start helping other people. Like, once I got the hang of it, like, now, like, operating it is very flawless for me. So, like, if anyone needs help, I would love to offer my services for a price, of course. But I listed a Fiverr ad today, actually, to, like, manage somebody's podcast if they ever were interested, where obviously whatever fees are associated that, like, I'm paying for us, whatever fees are associated, they would have to pay, but then they would pay me for, like, all the work that I would do. So, I mean, if I end up doing, like, that full-time, that'd be really cool. I'd love to do that. Be operating, like, our podcast and, like, 5 others full-time, and then just, hey, Annie, what 10 stories do you have for me today?
I'm like, oh, here we go.
Okay, it is your turn. You're up.
Alright. Dying again. I swear to God, like, my body starts betraying me every time I have to have my voice recorded. I'm, like, sniffling, coughing.
Technically, every day your voice is recorded for every single call. It's recorded for quality assurance and quality, fuck. This call is recorded for quality purposes and, fuck! Why can I not say it right now? I've said it so many times, I have it engraved in my head. Why am I fucking up?
This call may be recorded for quality purposes.
I'll just bleep the part out, but the screen sharing session will be recorded for quality purposes. Fuck! No. The screen sharing session will be recorded for quality purposes. Why am I fucking drawing a blank right now?
I say, like, the bare fucking minimum. I'm like...
They changed it and they, like, have more shit in it now, I put it in a sticky note so I don't forget. But I'm sure, like, that extra part I'll fucking remember. Oh, that's bad. Why am I not remembering right now?
Quality assurance. Quality assurance.
Now I'm getting into police shit. Immediately, as soon as I was, like, saying it in my head, I'm like, the screen sharing session will be recorded for quality purposes. Anything you say will be used against you in court of law. And I'm like, wait, what?
Hold on. They're like, holy shit, wait.
What the fuck?
Wait. Let me delete some things first.
Oh,
shit. They mentioned that today. They were like...
That's been out for a couple weeks now, apparently. Sensitive information...
Sensitive material shit.
Yeah, sensitive information will be hidden or something, but we can still pause and...
screens or... Our screens can automatically hide sensitive information.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So we still have to fucking pause it and then wait for these stupid-ass old people to hit resume, which they never fucking do. God.
I still don't pause. I don't fucking care.
I just minimize it at this point, because, well, I didn't see it, and you can't prove that I did
screen share,
because I didn't.
My screen share literally hasn't worked for, like, a month. So I don't even bother anymore. Customer's like, hey.
I don't use
I'm
Bunker.
like, nope. Oh, I actually did today for this customer to milk it.
Oh, God.
I used it for a customer today to milk it, and then I ended up being past my time because the tier 1 rep gave false expectations to the customer saying, oh, you don't know your email address? Well, the tier 2 rep will tell you everything you need to know.
Thanks so much for that.
Love that for me.
Cocksucker.
Okay.
Now I understand tier 2 being like, do not set any expectations, just introduce me over. And I was always like,
well,
okay,
after that
Dick.
call, I'm
and
like,
now I'm like, oh.
Yeah. After that call, I'm like, okay, I get it, and I'm saying that every time.
I know. But, oh my God, the only calls I got were, I need you to take this over. Okay.
For why?
What have you done? What, I literally had to ask.
Have you done anything?
What article did you use? Okay, it's not linked here. Okay, but I used it. And I went, okay, just bring them over. Because I'm not fucking arguing with you on the phone.
Like, and I get it now, because, like, going forward, like, I don't even fuck with tier 1. I'm just like, just give them to me. You don't know.
Might as well.
I think I told this story either last week or the week before, but, like, one tier 1 rep, like, I go, did you turn the phone off and on? No? You literally have done nothing. Perfect. So.
They're like, here you go, Mom. Thanks, Mommy. Take the whole call. Okay. Let's think of a fun one. I'm trying to think. I haven't taken calls all week, so I'm like trying to think back. Everything I've written down, I'm like, not good enough. Okay, here's one. I don't know if I've said this drunkenly last week. Creepers literal just guys who flirt with you over the phone. I know you get it a lot. I don't know.
Oh, we had this whole conversation last week.
We did? Okay.
Because there's a whole segment of me drunkenly saying, I know we're attractive, but they don't know that because they can't see us.
And then I remember a person being brought up. Did I talk about the guy who asked me for my address because he wanted to send me plane tickets to fly to Canada to see
Yes.
Okay.
In another country.
Yeah,
Yes.
Let me get right on that. Fuck! Alright, let me think.
Hey, we're up to 125 likes on the Drunk Pear podcast Facebook page.
Ooh. Fuck
How many Instagram followers do we have?
Like fucking 37, because everyone's an asshole.
45. I'm going to do some quick self-promotion here while Annie's finding us a story. If you need any photos taken in the Tampa, Florida area or vicinity, because I'm willing to travel somewhat because I don't want to drive that far, I would love to take some photos for you. I'm trying to build my portfolio right now. That's all.
Bitches. Okay, I have a good one. This was a couple weeks ago. So, I had this lady call in, and she was kind of being a bitch. Like normal. So,
Of course.
I think probably her email didn't work. Some stupid shit that no one knows how to do on their own or Google. But we were trying to fix it. I was being as nice as possible. I'm trying to smile through the whole call. And she's just being so short with me. So I'm like, okay, just kill her with kindness at this point. I'm almost out of here. I'm almost into training. I'll be off the calls for a week. Fuck it. So throughout the call, we're screen sharing, and someone keeps calling in. It's like one of her friends. And I was like, do you need to get that? Like, is it an emergency? Because you obviously can call back, or you can put me on hold for like 5 minutes. That's fine. But you have to come back or I'm going to disconnect. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay. Continue. Literally, this person's calling her for like 20 minutes. So she goes, you know what? If you don't mind. I'm like, already told you I don't mind. So I'm not paying attention because I ended screen sharing because I'm like, I don't, fuck it, whatever. So it's like quiet for a little, and then she's like, I just can't figure out my mail still. And I was like, yeah, well, you know, it's pretty aggravating. And she's like, well, how are you? What are you doing today? And I was just like,
what?
Okay, so I started being like really cheerful and like talking to her. I was like, maybe she doesn't hate me anymore. We have a full-blown conversation. It was kind of weird, but it also was still kind of about her issue. And then she goes, yeah, I'm on the phone with she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She literally thought she was talking to her friend on the phone. And I went, what? And she went, hello? And then it got silent. And she just put me on hold. And I think she actually either answered the call or called her friend. And I was just sitting there like, this fucking bitch. So I'm waiting for her to disconnect the call. She comes back like nothing happened, but was so nice to me the rest of the call.
Oh, I bet.
And I was like, go to hell. I don't know what I'm doing.
What a bitch.
Why'd you call? If you know every fucking answer in the world, why did you call? And it was hard. I didn't, honestly, she probably would have had to go to her email service provider because of how it was set up. It was all fucky. But It was so weird. I should have put two and two together because she was being nice and our conversation was just like still weird. But the minute she said, yeah, I'm on the phone with I was like, this bitch thinks I'm her friend.
That's fucking crazy. Like, I don't even...
You're a bitch.
I'd be like... I would have played it off and like, oh... like, what do they not know what they're doing? So then that way I could, like, see what kind of shit she would talk about me. And then been like, oh, that's funny. Again, my name is Megan. I'm a senior advisor here.
She's like, shits her pants. But for real, I literally just went, what? And I could feel over the phone how tense and awkward everything just got. And I was like, I'm not your friend, bitch. It's me. It's the dumb bitch from that dumb tech bitch. But yeah, it was just like, so I was wondering, I'm like, what the fuck is she trying to talk to me about? I told her, give me a minute, I'm reading something, so I'm not gonna be talking for a while. And I'm like, maybe she had a glass of wine or something, feeling nice, wants to chat it up, but just wants to rag on Oli and whatever.
That's fucking crazy.
Cute. I love when people do that though, because then it kind of makes them have a reality check. Or like when people are so fucking rude to you, and then when they notice they're being rude and you do everything they wanted, and they're like, I'm really sorry for what I said earlier. I'm like,
yeah, if you were sorry, you wouldn't have fucking said it.
Right. Like, you're fucking 50 years old. Why are you yelling at us? Dick. Yeah, that was a good one. I definitely forgot to write that one down, but I just remembered when I was jogging the old brain.
I mean, I think I've already talked about this, but just the fact of, like, people who call in and they're just, like, so bitchy and pissy. And I'm like, cool, so what can I do for you? Because I'm not going to have, like, I obviously don't say, like, I'm not going to have you sit here and bitch at me. But then, like, they realize, like, oh, I'm being a dick. Maybe I should fucking take a step down. But it's just
sometimes
like...
they do.
Well, it's like, what are you getting out of this? Because I know I'm not getting anything fun. So I can't imagine you're having a great time.
I know, that's what I wonder too. I'm like, what happened today where you're just deciding to scream
Who
at us?
hurt you?
Who hurt you, honey? Who did that to you? I think my favorite call ever when I first started, when I just was not afraid to hang up on people at all. I would just fucking...
Dude, you've rubbed off on me so bad. Like, I hung up on a consult today. This girl goes, yeah, I can't get this lady's Apple Watch and her phone repair. I'm like, and I just put notes, call disconnected. That giant red button at the top of our screen is just too fucking easy to click.
It's so tempting. It's just, oh.
I had my monthly review yesterday, which words are hard. Also was off the phones for an hour talking about dogs with my manager, which is great. And, yeah. But we had my monthly review, and he's like, yeah, you're doing fantastic. And I'm like, did you not see all the bad surveys I've gotten recently? What are you talking about? Also, didn't acknowledge all the customers I've hung up on. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing then, I guess. Fuck it.
I'm going to keep hanging up.
Yeah, he's like, where do you want to move up in the company? And I'm like, fuck, okay.
I'm going to take your job. How about that?
I think I would want to do where you listen to calls and then either talk to the rep that you just listened to the call or just, like, leave them, like, written feedback. Because then, like, every person who's listened to my calls and gave me feedback, like, apart from my managers, is just a bitch. So I can be like, you're fucking dumb. You didn't even try. You didn't hit ABC. Like, that would be the perfect job for me. Because I'm like, okay, well, could I do training? No, because when people won't shut the fuck up, I'll snap. Can I be a manager? No, it's a lot of work for not a good enough pay. So what's a good middle ground that's actually available nowadays? So I'm like, that seems like up my alley. So then I can be a bitch, and it's okay. Because, I mean,
That's
realistically,
true,
you're just looking out for the client, so.
you gotta make sure they're in tip-top shape. But honestly, they fucking need people like that. Because what the hell are half of these people that make it through? I'm like, come on.
I don't know. I don't understand. I'm thoroughly confused.
Fucking pieces of shit. And they don't want to do anything. Like, even in my training class, we're going to senior advisor level. So we've been through at least 2 or 3 module things. Some dumb bitch said that she was a whatever the fuck mentor. That one guy said he's been in tier 2 8 different times. But they go, what's CFT? How does my ring light die when it's plugged in? Tell me that. Fuck this ring light, man. I don't like this one. Now it's low. Ah! Alright, guys, now's the time. Last week, I failed miserably at reading basic words. So we will now share our customer horror stories sent in by our listeners / our friends. And thank you again for sending these in. So, this one is from Joan. And this says, hey guys, where to start with my customer service nightmares? In the almost 14 years I spent in retail, there's been a handful of incidents. But the one that stands out the most was when I was a manager of Radio Shack. I guess I can name them since that's not really a thing anymore. Used to love Radio Shack. Anyway, one night on the job, a customer and her son walk in. The first thing out of their mouth is not a warm hello, but I called another store and they said you have 5 iPhones for me. I wasn't notified, so I politely said I'd check in the back. This woman came at me with, oh no, and you don't. The other store already said that you have them for me. Okay. This was release week, and we only had a few in stock. So now my nerves were all over the place, and my anxiety was through the roof because I knew I couldn't mess this up or I'd get attitude. Yep. So I look in the back, and we have 3 out of 5. Ooh, fuck. I go back to the counter and let this person know. Okay, their reaction wasn't bad. Now they want to switch phone carriers and get a new phone number. No! Go to hell. Oh. She didn't write that. I am commenting. Not so easy to do because you need to contact both carriers and make sure you do not route the number to the wrong phone or carrier for that matter.
I'm gonna pause you on that one. Joan?
Yeah.
Or Joanne? What, Joan? You're
Joan.
wrong. It's actually super easy. All they have to do is give you their account number, phone numbers, and you put a sticky note on each device with the phone numbers. You port them in. Super easy. But anyways, super easy. I could do it in my sleep.
Well.
Okay.
I
did what was asked of me.
Reaction wasn't bad. Let's see.
I did what was asked of me, but apparently...
Oh, okay. I did what was asked of me, but apparently this person didn't know what they wanted and claimed they wanted to change the color of the phone. Oh my god. I did all of that, and she wanted an entirely new phone. I said, according to policy, you've already purchased this phone, you'll have to pay a restocking fee. She told me I was an idiot and couldn't hear her, and it's my fault. She raised her voice, reached over the counter, and grabbed the phone and left. She said as she walked out the door, how could I be a manager because I wasn't smart enough to even pick up the phones? LOL. In all caps. I hold anger, but in that moment, I just started to cry. I didn't care about a ring.
Huh?
And putting on a customer service... maybe a typo. Putting on a customer service smile or trying to act passively. I just bawled my eyes out and went back into the back room. I quit a week later. No amount of abuse is worth holding a higher position in a company. Needless to say, I went with a career change. No, when you find yourself crying in a closet, I think it's time to quit your job. So good choice.
Well, then I should have quit months ago.
I know, me too.
I was borderline having a full-blown just mental breakdown today, just because, like, between customers being dumb fucks and, like, then tier 1 reps who just are refusing to do anything, it's mentally fucking straining and draining. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm ready for a change in career. Let me know if you find anything for us. Oh, shit.
Holler.
All right.
Holler at your girls.
So this is a story from Allie. I, too, work in customer service, but the pharmaceutical area. Once I had a fairly long call with a member who had some issues with a prescription/order, and I was able to open his account and explain to him what he did wrong when ordering from his mobile device. He then told me, this type of field always has women answering the phone. This type of field always has women answering the phones because that's all these bitches are good for. I didn't get in trouble when I hung up on his ass. I actually funny that Allie sent this in. I had a tier 1 rep consult with me, and she goes, "Oh no, you're a girl." And I'm like, "Oh no, you're a girl." I go, "What do you mean?" She's like, "This customer is demanding a guy." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "I'm going to disconnect and reconsult to try to get a guy senior advisor." She's like, "No offense, just this customer." I go, "It's cool. Be my guest." But some people are like that. Like, when I worked at the cell phone carrier, there was this one, elderly lady and her mentally disabled son who would always come in, and they would not work with anybody unless there was a guy, in the store available. They would wait hours for a guy to become available so they could work with them. And I remember there were countless times that they'd come in and, there were no guys working that day. Because, my first cellular store I worked at in my hometown was almost all girls with, 2 guys. But then the one, when I moved, it was all guys with, 2 girls. So it was flip. So I'm like, cool, you guys can wait, or you can go home, come another day. And they would ask for, those guys' schedules. And we just wouldn't give it to them. Because I'm sorry, but, that's disgusting behavior. I don't care if it's a lady asking for a guy or a guy asking for a guy. Just work with someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. And we're all here on the floor to help you, which means we're all fully trained.
Right. You all are going to serve the same purpose, give the same, might not be the same customer service, even though, truly it should be when you're in a small store like that. But it's fuck off. I've gotten that too, where, "Oh, sweetie, you might not know how to fix this." How the fuck do you know? Okay? Give me a fucking chance. And if I don't, it's definitely not because I am a fucking female. I even have women tell me that. "Oh, thank God it's not a guy. They just don't care." What? Well, then they shouldn't fucking work here. I mean, none of us should work here because this job sucks. But,
yeah.
What's the difference? I don't care. And I'm not a guy. I don't give a shit about you. Do you think this is real? It's not. Sorry. Go fucking shove your phone up your ass for all I care. Alright, I need to calm down.
As a consumer, I've had a lot of problems lately with the USPS system with a package from a makeup company that has been lost in transit. And I've had to call not once but twice now, because why would the fucking mail system work? And one time I got a guy, one time I got a girl. Guess what? They both did the fucking job for me. I didn't fucking care who I talked to as long as my shit got taken care of. I feel like people who are sexist are probably extra fucking racist. And probably, are super against any LGBTQI plus, QAI plus. So, it's just disgusting behavior. Why? Who raised you that way? Who is,
right.
Encouraging you to continue this behavior? I don't understand.
Thank God we don't, though. So it means we are not pieces of shit. I don't know, that drives me nuts. Ugh. I just hate hearing, like, oh, you're a girl. Oh, you speak English. Okay, well, the person with the fucking Indian accent also spoke English. Who... So fucking sorry. And they come at you like, oh, thank God, y'all know you thinking talking English. I couldn't understand the other person. I can't fucking understand you. Just kidding. But really, sadly, I understand horrible.
Oh, shit.
Very southern, scary accents, thick ones. But I'm like...
Well, even people who are just like, whoever knows where they don't even have like a, Eastern or Southern or any type of like accent in the U.S., they'll be like, you know, you really need to stop outsourcing. We're not. You're calling either the U.S. or Canada.
Right.
I'm like,
they
no.
Go, oh, Canada?
I'm like, yeah.
There goes my light again.
Well, that's okay, because
Yeah,
we're going to wrap up this episode. We're going to keep this one short and sweet and to the point, since I've got a lot of work on my hands tomorrow.
Falling all over the place and going, what did I talk about already? What did I talk about already? I'm like, I got this great story, and they're like, you've told that 3 fucking times already. I'm like, that's how good it is.
They're like, we get it. It's a really good story, but like, Annie, come on, move on. Oh, shit. Okay. We're going to wrap up this episode. Again, thank you guys so much for listening, whatever streaming service you're listening it to, or if you're watching us on YouTube. If you ever want to watch our funny, like, facial expressions and or see what we look like, check us out on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. The nice thing about YouTube is you can go ahead and comment and like in real time, where, like, Apple Podcasts, as much as we really want you to go and leave us a 5-star review, that takes a few days to update, as well as I think like Spotify and shit. Like, we don't even see. Like, I think we might end up getting a follower count eventually, but it's not as like instant for us. So if you want to go check us out on YouTube. Everything is going to be just Drunk Pear podcast. That's where basically everything. I think the only thing that's not is going to be Twitter, where it's Drunk Pear Pod. And that's where I'm going to be releasing all of our updates that we are releasing, just kind of like links and stuff. We've got all the social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Of course, you know those kids love that TikTok. So go check us out over there. We post funny tidbits, clips of the episodes, or at least that's the plan. And then drunkpear.com. That's where all the social media is linked. All of the streaming services are linked. And you can send in any of your customer stories, as well as any comments or requests down in the bottom. And then, of course, our up and new second website is drunkpearpodcast.com, which is our merch site. Check us out. We've got t-shirts, we've got sweatshirts, crew necks, all over print shirts with like tie-dye and stuff. We've got some cups and stickers. And then if you guys love us and support us enough, we will unlock tiers so we can release more merch, where we can start releasing like hats and other fun stuff, which I would love a nice dad hat or beanie. So you guys purchase stuff and it unlocks stuff for everybody, and then you can purchase more stuff, and then we can purchase stuff. So also, as of right now, again, this is as it is being uploaded. Use code DRUNK10 for 10% off of your purchase. And I'm not sure how long the promo code is going to be good for, so go ahead and use it while you can and get a chance. And again, any merch you'd like us to make or modify, again, just go to drunkpear.com and put it down in the comments.
Hell
I think that's my spiel.
She said it all, folks. But for real, thanks again to everybody who bought shirts. I can't wait. And when your shirt comes in, you better fucking take a picture of you wearing it and tag us.
Yes, tag us. We will put it on our... We will reshare your post on our Facebook page or put it in our Instagram story. We would love, love, love to see that. As far as I know, everything that has been ordered has been shipped. If you don't have any tracking information or you have any questions, again, you can either email drunkin, which fucking hate myself for fucking up that Gmail. But it's drunken, so drunk and then en, like drunken. Drunken Pear podcast at gmail.com, or again, just drunkpear.com, and then down at the bottom, post it in there because it reloops it to that Gmail. So yeah, if you have any questions and any problems with your merch even, just hit us up and I'll figure it out. Because I'll harass any company I need to get this shit done, taken care of, and figured out. That's it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I've already given you the spiel. You already know the shit. Smash that like, comment, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, buy our merch, love us. That's all I can say. My name's Megan.
Fucking stories. Oh shit! I talked right over you.
What'd you say?
Said send us your fucking stories.
Yes.
Okay, do yours again.
My name's Megan.
And this is Annie, and that is it for this week's episode of Drunk Pear Podcast, everyone.
Till next time, guys. Bye. I'm waving, although anyone who's listening on any services can't, hear me wave. I'm waving. Bye, guys.
Bye.